In news from Jamaica, the Standing Finance Committee of Parliament began reviewing the 2016-2017 estimates of expenditure on Tuesday. The Andrew Holness government has projected that it will spend approximately $580 billion this fiscal year. Finance Minister Audley Shaw opened Tuesday's proceedings. He maintains that the budget was created with a framework of ensuring sustainable economic growth that will result in meaningful job creation and bringing down public debt.
The 2016-2017 budget has been developed within the context of a medium-term economic and financial program which seeks to achieve the following objectives: macroeconomic stability, public debt reduction, and a sustainable economic growth with job creation. The budget coincides with the fourth and the final year of the EFF arrangement between the Government of Jamaica and the International Monetary Fund. The Government of Jamaica remains committed to the economic reform program and in particular in accelerating the process of economic growth and creating meaningful jobs.
And an optimistic Audley Shaw says the macroeconomic targets supporting the budget are already indicating positive signs. The Minister of Finance is expecting real GDP growth of 1.8% this fiscal year.
The macroeconomic fiscal indicators supporting this budget include real GDP growth of 1.8% or upwards, compared with 0.9% in the previous fiscal year. Inflation rate, annual point-to-point of 5.5%, compared with 3% for the previous fiscal year. Oil price, West Texas Intermediate average of US $36.90 per barrel. The average for last year was $44.50. Core imports to increase by 1.8% relative to the estimates for the previous year. Central government primary surplus programmed at 7% for this fiscal year through to the medium term. The overall balance of public bodies to remain in balance to the medium term, and a fiscal deficit of 1% of GDP in this fiscal year with surpluses programmed over the medium term.
Meanwhile, the government will pay less to service the debt for the 2016-2017 financial year. $216 billion will go towards servicing the debt. The budget of $580 billion is also 28% less than the $808 billion revised budget for the last fiscal year.
The central government's expenditure outlay for 16-17, net of appropriations in aid, of $27.5 billion, is programmed at $579.9 billion. You'll recall that in the budget itself, the big book would show 579.9, but there's an additional $27.5 billion as appropriations in aid. And this comprises debt servicing of $216 billion, compensation of employees of $181.1 billion, recurrent programs of $139.8 billion, and capital spending of $43 billion. The budget of $579.9 billion reflects an overall nominal reduction of $228.5 billion or 28% when compared with the 15-16 revised estimates of $808.4 billion. $61.6 billion or 10% when compared with the 15-16 original approved estimates of $641.5 billion. You'll recall, of course, that the $808 billion reflected the extraordinary dealing with the Petrocarib debt buyback.